I'm gonna resort to the item that you would never think to resorting to bracket Brian.
You chose this guy of all people to finish your car.
Hope you enjoy it. I worked on it all day.
It's a little tough, feel a little bit of scrunch in it.
Does this feel better?
Welcome back. Another episode of Hoonigan Project Cars, the channel where all of us here at Hoonigan work on our project cars.
These cars are all lemons.
My name is Vin, and today we are working on my Gymkhana GRiD LS-powered E36 M3. On the last episode, we got you up to speed on where this project came from, where it is, and today we're gonna do one of the most important thing, which is make it look cooler. I think every project comes to a point where you need some internal motivation, and that always comes from different things like firing up the engine, hearing it for the first time, or adding new parts to it to get it to a point where you're reinvigorated on what it's gonna be. So what we're gonna do is we got a ton of parts to put on. Right off the bat, we got some lightweight parts and some parts to make it wider. We got a DTM Fiberworks GTR vented hood. This is fiberglass, DTM Fiberworks. Also has a sunroof delete, and then I did a fiberglass composite trunk as well, just to save some weight from the standard steel trunk. New nose panel, because I smashed that off loading it onto the trailer. And then to fit these big old tires, we have an auto handler 50 mil wide body kit with vented front fenders and full overs. And we have some wheels that I've had from a bunch of my E90 and E92s. They're 18 by 10 and 18 by 11 with a 275/35 in the front and a 315/30 in the rear. And that's the tire size I'm aiming to run on this car, so I knew I was gonna need some wider fenders. I love the way the auto handler kit looks. It's kind of like a little subtle, but the front fenders will give it some vent to let heat off the tires and also depressurize the fender wells, which helps with front aerodynamics a bit. So first order of business, I don't know, fit the wheels up? Or should we just start cutting things apart?
Start cutting.
Okay, start cutting things apart first.
Whether you own one car and you're really bad about like leaving the headlights on, or you own 20 some odd cars like I do, MicroStart Jump Pack. It's the most important tool in your life, because I guarantee you your battery is always dead, and it'll literally start anything. Right? Maybe not everything, but it will start this. All right, this is the anti-gravity MicroStart XP20. Has an LCD screen, tells you how much power it has left. It's got 4,650 peak amps. It's nice and small. It's actually the most compact in class. It's a great little thing. So let's see if this actually will start this machine. Will it start? A new series brought to you by Brian Scotto, Anti-Gravity, and Hoonigan. Hit the bypass button for something that's this dead. Here we go. It still runs. So if you haven't been smart enough to get yourself an actual anti-gravity battery, you can pick yourself up one of these MicroStart XP20s. And right now, you click the link below, 15% off using the Hoonigan code. It's all below in the description. Check it out.
All right, time to do what I don't want to do. E36 is getting more and more rare. So I wanted to maybe keep these fenders for my white junk car, but they're a little beat up. I think we're just gonna have to sacrifice and cut the nice fender. Plan of attack. I'm gonna do the front fender, adjust the camber here, which I have to turn in, do all the stuff. Lower the front, I'll move on to the back, cut the back, mount the over, put the rear wheel on, see how it fits. Do the other side. The only thing I think that'll bolt on without any modification is the trunk. The hood, there's gonna be a whole other set of problems. We'll get to that later. All right, simple install. Just one jagged, miserable cut, and now we got our fender installed. But honestly, I don't think I've ever used a body saw like this before, so it was a bit of a handful to keep that cut straight. Looks kind of gross under there. I've got 3 more to do, so I'll get better. But fender's on. Put it on with tape just to kind of get a general feel of the fit. It looks like it lines up with all the body lines pretty well. Adds quite a bit of front width, which is great. And I really like these vents because they will be functional, letting pressurized air out of there as well as heat. I also think they look pretty cool. But overall, looks good. So next up, chop that rear off. The body kit only lives above this molding and here, so we'll probably just do a little cut right here and call it a day. Some people who want to save all the weight will basically skin the whole panel, but I don't want to do that because I want to save that for down the line in case I ever want to change it up and go with like an OEM plus type quarter panel or an E46 metal flare or something. So I'm just going to cut enough that will give me the clearance for the wheels. I'll mount the fender up, we'll slam it on the wheels, get a good look for what this thing's going to look like. We'll move on to the hood. Got the kit mounted, popped them in temporarily with some self-tappers, which will be replaced by rivets or riv nuts. The kit actually fits great. Shout out to Item B. He's built some really rad cars. His E36s have always been perfecto. So stoked to run his kit. Fits really nice. So I've lowered the coilovers down, added some camber to the front. I'm gonna do the other side real quick, and then we get to put the wheels on and lower it and get a good look at what this thing's gonna look like. We're almost ready. I don't have proper dampers or brakes yet. I do want to mock up the wheels and see how far off we are on fitment. So I got to lower the car and adjust the camber a bit. Gonna spin these puppies down a bit, slam the camber plates in, and that'll at least give us somewhat of the ride height where we want to be. Put these wheels on, see where we're at. Oh yeah, I don't have a coilover wrench, so I'm just using a screwdriver and a hammer, like a real hack. It'll work out. Yeah. This wrist cam is gonna look so sick. Also, I'm pretty sure the wheels hit the suspension, but it's fine. Moment of truth. Well, that's stuck on the body for sure. So it's not going down much further, but the front looks good. 18 by 10 with a 275, and it's still got some room. Oh man, I think with like a smaller, like a 275 on it or something, it would work. Gosh, yeah, those wheels are, maybe these will be for sale. Who knows? Honestly, super easy install. I'm still shocked at how good that body kit fit. I'm stoked. Next up, be the hardest to fit for sure. Well, this is our second intake manifold that we've had. The one that the motor came with was taller, but this one's not far off. I think it's just hit the throttle body. So.
Oh no, the intake manifold's got mad space. It's that throttle body cable attachment.
Flip it 180, put the throttle cable under, put all this and all this under the intake manifold, because this is flat on the bottom. We'd be in good shape.
Yeah.
Which would be awesome. I really like this intake manifold. I don't want to swap it. And plus these fuel rails are really nice and stuff, so.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I'll unbolt it real quick and then just lay it down and see if it fits.
Sick. Get to it. Here, you want to hand with this? Just chuck this thing on the ground.
On the ground.
Oh, damn, bro.
That's close, but it worked.
Let's see. I mean, dog. You actually clear.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Size.
So yeah, you can see here, flipped it over. Obviously, none of this is like set up. We just kind of like put it in place just to see. But dude, a 90 right off here. Maybe, oh, that tensioner is gonna be a thing. So, but
I put a little bump in the thing. All right, so in order to get this throttle cable situated, I'm gonna resort to the item that you would never think to resorting to getting a project closer to done. Bracket Brian.
You chose this guy of all people to finish your car?
I don't have a race team. I gotta take the scraps that I have. The scraps that I have.
Scraps?
I'm scraps.
You weren't even part of the scraps. He's part of the scraps.
I am. I'm a scrap.
Okay, so we sort of figured it out.
The throttle cable came around the back, routed through here, and pulled that way. Vinny had to flip this to clear the hood, and in doing that, that means this now pulls this way underneath. So to do a nice clean install, we're gonna run it underneath the manifold and bring it up under here. So we need to build a bracket that goes.
Which, part of the bracket that we had looked like it would work, but my car got moved, and now everything's gone. So we might have to start from ground zero. Not only after we get that situated is that great, this intake pipe is probably going to take Jameson hours because this will hit, that will hit. You can't go this way.
Just put a
the hood
filter
will
on
hit.
it. Can't you just
what
stop?
filter are you gonna put on here?
I'm making him a filter. There you go.
Do not put that.
Put this goddamn bracket on.
All right, let's put this
I don't
bracket
even know
on.
how much I'm needed. This bracket's pretty. This just needs holes.
You want to swap my trunk? Easy.
I'll swap your trunk
Hey,
out.
we helped him with his bumper. I'll help him with your trunk.
If there's any wiring that goes to the trunk, just cut it.
So, you know, you have your trunk wire for your lights and your everything. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see the weight difference. Check on Vin's weight savings, because for me, I'm obsessed with that stuff, and I just wanna see, because this thing feels pretty light. $28.
10 pounds.
9. Oh,
It's fluctuating 9, 10. Plate frame in this bad boy on. Let's see how much more I weighed it at. It didn't change.
whoa, look at
It
that.
didn't change.
There you go, get your lightweight Hoonigan chain. Actually, this isn't even that light, but it's metal.
Metal.
Yo, that's pretty serious. 18 pounds just going to that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it fits pretty nice.
Yeah, this side, not so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably you guys' problem, but
Definitely.
You guys, we helped you.
I mean, we could shift it over.
that's fine. Because the car's all going to come apart when Ivan paints it.
Oh.
So I'm not doing final install on any of the body panels because the whole car is going to come back apart.
Get in, son. Get in. I hope you enjoy. I worked on it all day.
Wow, how you get in there so elegantly?
I know. I wish I could do that.
I mean, right foot, butt in.
How's that feel?
Feels fine. It's a little tough. Like I feel a little bit of scrunch in it, like scratchy.
These old things I'm working on. Tell me if does this feel better? Jameson, I'm happy you asked this because we were just talking about you. What'd you just ask?
Where he's gonna run his intake.
That's for you to figure out. That's exactly.
No, I think I've actually figured it out, and it won't be that bad.
Okay.
So I think we do a 4 to 3.5 reducer, a tight 90, and then go to an oval pipe, and then a 45 down.
I would have flipped it and put it inside the car.
That's the intake.
I don't really notice it.
Yo, you hear that?
And then I think they're numbered, so we should be okay. You gotta do nothing. Pop the green one. We repurposed a bracket that we had sitting here. So this is the first mock-up. I don't really like the way this sits because it looks really close to the throttle body. So I'm gonna see what it looks like if I move it back behind the steam tube right there and see if that helps a bit. But it looks like we're in the right direction. This might actually work.
I can't bend this in one bend, the amount of bend we need to do. I'm gonna try to do like a multiple bend and get it to like kind of like just roll up and see if that works. We're probably gonna have to tack in some little side supports. The last thing you want is for your throttle cable to flex, because then like you don't have that perfect feel. So.
Well, can you weld it?
I can weld it. I'd like this to be a nice clean round here. And then I'll make a gusset that sits here and we'll weld that in. So you could just do this and you can leave a weld there. I just think that that would look nicer.
Is anybody gonna see it?
No, but this is why I don't ever get cars finished, because I care about weird things like this.
Behold your masterpiece.
So I picked up my bumper. I got a new OEM kidney grill there that we're gonna toss on. And then a lot of you guys have been asking about this piece that's on the car already. And this is actually from Gymkhana Speed. And it's just a radiator duct that they make to fit the OEM bumper. This is the same company that has that cool chassis mount shifter that's in my drift car. This piece, you can make it yourself, but it's only like $100 and it's pretty rad and it saves you a lot of time. The one thing people always forget is you could put the best radiator in the car, but if you can't get air to it, then it's not gonna do a great job. And when you take out all the crap, all the OEM ducting and stuff on the car, you're actually taking out all the stuff that directs the air to the radiator. So what'll happen is it comes through the hole in the bumper and then it just kind of goes through all the cracks and everywhere else. So you're not actually doing a good job cooling the car. So I thought this was a really cool piece that's readily available. It saves a ton of time from trying to make it or having to like bother Jameson to do it. So Gymkhana Speed, they make a lot of cool E36 parts, so go check them out. We're gonna put this front end back on while Brian makes that bracket, so then this car will start looking like a complete car.
I want to try placing it lower and see how that works first, because it should be here.
Yeah, and then just drill these offset so it like points a little bit.
Yeah, we can cock it a little bit.
Okay. So, cock it.
Twist it.
All right, well, back to the drawing board, because that still didn't feel good. I knew I was going to have to do that anyway, because this is 6061 aluminum. It doesn't really bend well. Things you learn. Apparently, should have made this out of 52. But looking at it, I'm just gonna make it out of steel. It's a race car, but not really.
This is easy to move. Going this way, we'd have to move the rad cap somewhere. But here, the tensioner sits high. So, what's the path of most resistance?
That's not how you say it.
So let me show you what I got. So I got a bunch of Tycon stuff.
Titanium?
Yeah, baby.
Where'd you get this from?
Tycon, baby.
This is nice.
So that's a tight radius 4.
If you get any color on your titanium when you weld it, that means you overheated it.
Really?
That's no good.
Is that bad?
So let's go look at that real quick.
Oh, that's perfect.
This just barely clears. So that's why I was thinking go down to 3.5. But then this is gonna run right into here. You say some dumb shit and you're like, Kyle feels like he likes you that day, he'll take it out.
There you go. Hell yeah, that's like the...
That's, honestly, for the amount of horsepower I want it to make, this is probably it.
This should look like a meat.
Like a micro penis.
Yeah.
Completely. Do go on.
I wanted this front and center because I thought it would look cool.
It still looks cool. You can still make it work, bro. You got all kinds.
Just everything's in the way. Let's think about this over food. Get the... I gotta hide this box.
Listen, if I've learned anything being here, a lot of these cats don't use any of the shit they get.
Kyle, just let me know if any Tycon shit shows up on Gary's build.
All right, so I just made a simple base plate, and now we're gonna build everything off of this, because we're probably gonna end up welding it out of here. So I thought, where did everybody go? These dudes literally left for lunch and left me here. Should be working on my own damn car. So anyway, so that'll go there. Then I'm gonna build something that comes up at an angle and goes over. That way, the actual line can fall down into that little galley there. Otherwise, if it's up against here, like we did before, it binds it too much. So that's why I made it narrower. So that way, when this comes down, the throttle cable can actually tuck into here and have a better angle up and get like a little less bind out of it. So anyway, time to go find my friends.
We got a nice little bracket over here.
Brackets.
Dude, that's like a
I mean,
Honestly, it's a
tacked in.
professional quality bracket.
It's a temp up. We'll clean it up. We'll make it look nicer. So now look, I don't want to pull it too tight because I cracked the tack. This, we can go one or two ways. You could actually lift it and put it over the cable because this is where it needs to be to have a nice smooth pedal feel. Or you can turn it. I would actually just maybe lift it and put an extension and have it go up and over. Just do like an AN style soft line for that one.
All right. Well, yeah, let's do it.
This is a straight line. Like that's the straight line.
Right.
There. Like that's just where it needs to be.
Right.
So we'll move that.
So despite all of us giving this guy absolute shit, Brian came through, made a pretty nice bracket. A pretty
nice.
complex situation.
But it's on 3 axes.
Not just made, engineered.
But this is the part of the project car. It's really hard to make content because we just spent 5 hours making a throttle cable work.
You could put an engine in a car in a night. You guys did.
Oh, putting the engine in the car, easy, big satisfaction at the end. It feels great, but then it's all the little nonsense. Like I'll be doing this for another 4 hours after we're done filming.
And that thing still needs to come back out and get painted.
I kind of like it raw.
It's steel.
Oh, it's steel? Okay, we're gonna paint it. Okay, pulling it off. All right, we're on final assembly. Got the bracket in. Just gotta put the throttle cable, guide piece in. And what we're gonna do is actually use some Permatex thread locker because this is a mostly solid mounted crazy V8. So chances are it could wobble this thing loose. So we're gonna pop some of this on, bolt this on. Then we're gonna route all the wires under the intake manifold so it looks nice and clean. Help me out.
What can I undo? Oh, hell yeah. I can do this.
Yeah, I'm really upset. I thought you'd be in my episodes helping me out, Charlie.
Yeah, for the white shit car. Not this premium ass beautiful car. I should have painted my car this color.
No way, your car's cooler.
Nah, this color looks nice.
This is really nice because most thread lockers, when you put them on, they're like so drippy and make a huge mess. This is so clean and easy. I need a little zippy. There we go. I think that's down-ish. Hey, Jolly, hit us with the full throttle. Look at that.
Ooh.
And out.
It even sounds
Hit it. Ooh, look at all the clearance is so tight everywhere. Look out. But it works. There we go. A whole entire day spent just so I could close my hood.
without cutting a hole in it though.
Without cutting a hole.
That's big. That's a big thing.
We still got to make an intake, but we don't have the material, so we're not going to do it today. But I'm stoked we got that figured out. And then I also got to do a couple things I wanted to clean up. I routed all the wires under the intake manifold now, so it looks super clean. All you see is the injector harness. And then I'm actually going to remake these spark plug wires out of black wires, and I'll tuck them up a bit differently so they look a bit more tighty. We're going to get a 120-degree fitting for this. And maybe I'll change that to nylon braid just so it doesn't stick out as much. Yeah, it's coming along.
It is. It really is. I'm glad you got that figured out, because I know for a while, this little thing was almost making you want to quit the build.
Oh, dude, because I was like, man, the motor's already tuned, like it's already set up the way it is, so I didn't want to go that route, because I know a lot of you guys out there are going to be like, go drive-by-wire, go drive-by-wire. But for now, I just want to get this project driving and developing, and then I could fine-tune it in the future. But for now, I'm stoked, because hood closes, and then when we do the car painting, we're going to remove the seam sealer and some of these extra brackets, and I think this engine bay is going to look really nice, so I'm stoked. Next episode, we're gonna do some really nice titanium exhaust work, and then we're gonna keep chugging along on this project. We'll get it over to paint, get the interior all dialed. This thing will be pretty much done in a couple months, so. Honestly, thanks so much to all you guys who were in the comments. We were talking about what the hell rear end I was gonna do in this car. We didn't know. Luckily, you guys pointed me in the right direction, but stay tuned for what we're gonna do in another episode. But that's a whole other piece I forgot about. More stuff.
Oh, we're going on a field trip, boys.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
I love the pick and pull. I don't think you guys know what I'm capable of.
We need to build one of these.
This is a dangerous place for me.
I've already lost half the crew.
I know. I just heard someone say, "Is that a 2J?" and then fucking bounce. So it's basically a supercar. It's mid-engine.